This week's portion tells us of two great stories that most of us heard as children. The story of Noah and the great flood, where all the wicked people of the world were destroyed and only Noah and his family survived. The portion ends with the story of the Tower of Babel, how the people of the world decided to build this tower and rebel against God, and their punishment was that they were spread all over the world rather than living all united in one place. And the great commentary Rashi asks, why was the punishment at the time of Noah so severe that the entire world, all the people were destroyed, and yet at the Tower of Babel, where the people actually rebelled against God, you would think that that was more severe and that was more serious. Their punishment was not that they were destroyed. Their punishment was that they were spread all over the world. Actually, they should have had the more serious punishment. Looking behind the scenes, open the curtains, and what was going on at the time of Noah was very different than what was going on at the time of the Tower of Babel. At the time of Noah, people mistrusted each other. There was strife. There was anguish between people. In addition to the immorality and all the destructive forces that were going on in the world at that time. However, at the time of the Tower of Babel, the people worked towards loving each other. There was ahava, there was reyut, there was love and friendship. People interacted beautifully with one another. They chose to rebel against God, and they deserved and received serious punishment. But not the same destruction that happened at the time of the flood. There's a powerful message here about relationships. Rashi says, God hates when people argue with each other, where there is machlokas, where there is strife, where there is lack of peace and lack of harmony and lack of love. That's what existed at the time of the flood, and that was intolerable. The world could not go on that way. At the time of the Tower of Babel, though, people had good relationships with one another. And that is beloved by God. That's why their punishment was not so severe. What an eye-opening message. We hear these stories as children. But as we grow older, we realize it's beyond just stories. These are messages for life itself. And this beautiful message of how important it is to God and how beloved it is to God when people care for each other, share with each other, generate love for one another, whether it's in a community or even within one's home. It is beloved by God. May God help us that we take these messages and work on improving our love and improving our relationships. Have a fabulous Shabbos.